What's good, guys? My name is Arnimane, and today I'm going to tell you guys about a dream that I had. I think it was last week. Yeah, it'll be last Wednesday. And usually I don't remember my dreams. When I do, they're usually like the happy-go-lucky dreams, like everything's gonna be a-okay. And it's not often I actually do have dreams. At least the ones that I can remember. Usually the ones that I remember always happen after like something I want to say bad or low blow to me kind of happens, something that, I guess you'd say puts doubt in my mind about something or someone. And that is exactly what happened to me last week. And so, I just wanted to more or less kill the pain or sleep off the pain. I decided to go to bed early. It was probably like 3 or 4 in the morning or something like that. Or that's early for me, by the way. So the dream starts with me in my room. The lights are off. I'm sitting on my computer. I don't know why the lights are off. Usually at nighttime I have my lights on when I'm on the computer. But anyways, it's like I want to say like 1 in the morning, maybe 1:30, 2 o'clock in the morning or so. And my dad just got home from work. He usually works pretty late at his second job, and he needed help with something. I don't know what it was exactly. It was something for work, I'm assuming, and he needed something set up on the computer, and he didn't know how to do it. So yeah, he was asking me for help. So I said, "Hey, sit down on my computer, and I'll walk you through it. But first, let me go downstairs, make a cup of coffee, because I love me some coffee." And so he's like, "All right, that's fine." So I go downstairs. The lights are all off in my house, and I go downstairs in the kitchen. I turn the light on, and we have like one of those like 1 cup coffee makers where you can just put one of those little K cup things in, and it'll make 1 cup of coffee and blah blah blah. So I start doing that. I put the K cup in, put my coffee cup there, and while that is brewing, I start looking for the sugar. There's no sugar where we have all our coffee stuff counter on the coffee counter. Yes, we have our own counter in our kitchen that's dedicated to just coffee stuff, like the sugar and instant coffee if you want instant coffee, and we have all the K cup stuff and blah blah blah. There was no sugar there, so I went to the cupboard to go grab the other cup of sugar that we have in the cupboard in case we have it down for dinner or something. I don't know. So while I'm looking for the extra cup of sugar that's in the cupboard, the light flickers off. Like, okay, not flickers. It turns off, I want to say for like 5 seconds and then comes back on. So I kind of didn't think anything of it. It was just like, it was probably just a power surge or something. I don't know. Or maybe the light bulb was going. And so I just continued looking in the cupboard, and I found it. And then that's when, so I put it down on the counter and closed the cupboard, and that's when I heard like growling, like I don't know, like a demonic kind of growl, like nothing normal, like nothing an animal would make, and I got spooked. I got fucking spooked, and then the lights did it again. It turned off, turned back on. So I stopped what I was doing at I was just like, fuck the coffee, I'm out of here. So I ran back upstairs, and my dad was still in my room. He's kind of like going to the websites he needs to go to, setting it all up and reading through stuff, and I'm just like, yeah. And I explained to my dad like what I just heard, what I just experienced, and he's like, you're crazy, don't worry about it. It was probably the cat, it was probably the light bulb probably is on its way out, it's getting ready to be burnt out and blah blah blah. And he's like, you know what, don't worry about it, I'm going to figure this stuff out in the morning and blah blah blah. And he leaves my room, and I'm still freaked out. I'm creeped the fuck out, and I'm just like, hey, you know what? I'm just gonna go to bed. I'm just gonna go to bed and sleep through this. Maybe it'll, whatever it was, will fuck off and blah blah blah. So I shut down my computer, which is actually something I never do. I never shut down my computer. Usually it's in like sleep mode or standby, whatever you want to call it, or I just turn off my monitors, just because I am very impatient and I hate waiting for my computer to load up. But which is actually really bad. So if I ever get a new computer, I'm definitely shutting it off at night. But anyways, I'm getting off topic. Moving on. So I lay down in my bed, in my PJs, of course. I've changed, and I'm just kind of laying there. Like, I'm not like I normally do, where I'm on my side and more or less like cuddling a pillow or whatever. I'm just kind of laying there on my back and looking up at the ceiling, and out of nowhere, wind started coming. Like, just, it wasn't like a heavy wind. It was like, just a subtle wind. But my window wasn't open. There's no other way for wind to get into my room unless it's through the window, and my window's not open. So I'm like, what the hell? And then all of a sudden, this like black and dark purpley mass or cloud, I guess you can say, mist even, started forming above me, above my bed, where I was looking at the ceiling, and then eventually it grew to the point where it engulfed me. And next thing you know, I wake up in a graveyard. Now this graveyard's obviously full of graves, and it has like, what do you call them? They're like the walk-in graves. I can't think of the correct word or term for them, but you know they have a coffin inside. You're able to walk in and blah blah blah. Monastery? No, that's not right. Anyways, I'm not gonna dwell on that. And of course, this entire graveyard is surrounded by a iron fence. Well, if you want to get an idea of what I'm trying to think of like the iron bar fencing in Minecraft, if that helps you at all. But anyways, and then that purple black mist cloud mass bullshit that consumed me earlier was surrounding the graveyard. And behind me, there were two humanoid, dark, I want to say misty-ish figures. You can clearly see that they're wearing like a robe, but like you would in like Skyrim if you're playing a mage. I don't know. You can clearly see that they're wearing one of those, and they started talking to me, and you could tell that one of them was that same person that was making that growling noise. And he says to me, "This is your last chance. This is your final opportunity. And if you fail, we are bringing you down with us to the pits of hell." He then points to a gravestone, and on that gravestone was a bow. Now, it's not like, today's bow. Like, it's not a compound bow, and no today's technology within that bow. It's just a normal ass bow from like back in the day. And so I pick it up, and he turns to me and says, "You have 5 chances to hit 3 of those targets," and he points down at 3 like normal targets that you would see at a firing range. And he's just like, if you fail the first trial here, you will be joining us in hell. So I pick up the bow. I've never ever used a bow before in my entire life, so I'm nervous as hell. And of course, I've missed my first shot. But after firing the first time, I kind of picked it up. So I fired a second shot and hit it. Fired a third shot, hit the second target, and I fired again and missed. But all that suspense that was building there, you can even hear, like, in my dream, there was like like the movie suspense music. Well, that was playing in the background as well. But anyways, so I fired and I hit the last target, and he's just like, "Good job. Now it's time for the real trial." And then just out of nowhere, just all these zombies and mummies and undead just started pouring up from the graves, and I just start firing my arrows as fast as I can, trying to kill as much as I can. And they just started swarming me to the point where I couldn't kill them fast enough. Then they completely surrounded me, and they pulled me under into the ground. And that's when I woke up. And I woke up in a pile of sweat, like to the point where I had to go and change my bed sheets because that's how disgusting it was. And it's funny though, because this is the only dream that I've had, at least in a long, long time, where it actually affected me to the point where I woke up and started thinking about what this dream was meant. Because a lot of times I just brush off the dreams. I'm like, it's just a dream, it meant nothing, it's just your subconscious I guess more or less keeping you entertained while you sleep. I don't know, but this is the only dream that actually I feel like it affected me. I feel like there's something in my life that I have to fix, or I'm quote unquote, for lack of a better term, going to hell. So but anyways, guys, thanks for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed the story. Don't forget to leave your comments, your ratings. Click that subscribe button if you haven't already. And of course, if I'm interested in hearing your dreams in the comment section down below, so feel free to share. And as always, stay dirty.